And there's a lot of things in there that I personally took from that, and I'm sure a lot of you here as well, as to how we can work to create a more cohesive society and communities here in Rochdale. I envy the sand that met his feet. I'm jealous of honey he tasted sweet, of birds that hovered above his head, of spiders who spun their sacred web to save him from his enemies. I envy the clouds that formed from the seas, that gave him cover from the heat, of a sun whose light could not compete with his whose face did shine so bright, that was all clear in the blinding night. That was the first stanza of a poem that I came across called Spring's Gift, written by Sheikh Hamza Yusuf from America. And it is with these words that I'd like to introduce my next speaker for this evening. Sheikh Muhammad Ramzan Qadri from Manchester is the principal of the Farghana Institute. And he studied various Islamic sciences under the notable scholar Sheikh Dr. Muhammad Tahir al-Qadri for over 10 years, studying a great deal of authentic and classical texts. His other teachers include notable scholars Sheikh al-Hadith Miraj al-Islam and Mufti Abdul Qayyum Hazarmi, under whom he excelled in various Islamic disciplines. And he has the ijazat permission from numerous scholars to teach and promote Islam. We are very fortunate and grateful that he has been able to join us this evening. So I'd like you to give him also a very warm welcome, Sheikh Muhammad Ramzan Qadri.
نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله النبي الأمين الكريم الرؤوف الرحيم. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين. Honorable President, the guests, brothers and sisters in humanity, first of all, I would like to congratulate you on the birth of our beloved Prophet, the Prophet of peace, the Prophet of love, the Prophet of harmony, the Prophet of unity, and the Prophet of mercy, who was born on the 12th of Rabiul Awwal, and we recently celebrated his day just on Sunday. So congratulations all of you on his birthday. Now, this program is in relation with that, and I am going to speak just a few things. I will not say that there are misconceptions, because this idea is not very good to start your talk. People don't understand Muslims, people don't understand Muhammad, people don't understand the message of Islam, people don't understand the Prophet of Islam. It's not a very good idea. This perception should not be there. People are wise enough, Allah has created them with wisdom. And everyone has wisdom. My sister is angry with us on that. So everyone has wisdom, and he is using his wisdom. So we were trying to understand just the perspective. What is the perspective of the Muslims to talk, know, understand their Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and what we want from all of the humanity to know about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the perspective. That is important, perspective. So my focus will be just to draw the attention of your wisdom towards that perspective which Muslims for understanding of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah send peace, blessings upon him. Number one, Muslim perspective. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a human being, but not just a human being. He is special. Why he is special? He didn't make himself special, and he was not made special by himself. And this speciality was not created or done by himself. He is special to us. And he is special. Why? Allah has made him special. Like Jesus Christ. He is special. Why? In the case of Jesus Christ, it's very evident that he is special because he is born out of miracle. He lived life, all the life of a miracle. Quran speaks about his miracles. He used to bring the dead people into life. He used to make some shape of a bird, of mud, and blow in it, and that used to turn into bird. He used to tell the people what they have eaten today, last day, day before yesterday. He used to tell them. So he was born as a miracle. He lived the life of miracle. And again, he was raised to the heavens, according to our perspective. That is again miracle. And there is another thing, he will come back, and that is another miracle. So Jesus is special because from his birth to his raising to the heaven, he is miracle. So nobody has doubt in his life that he is a miracle. But Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also miracle for us. Even though he was born in the household of Sayyidina Amina, his mother, Abdullah, his father, in Makkah. He was born there, a normal birth. He lived like normal life. But why he is made special? The contribution he made, not just for the Muslims. He made the contribution throughout his life for all of the humanity. And his message was not just for the Muslims. He never addressed to the Muslims. And even Allah sent him and didn't say that you are the prophet of the Muslims. He said, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We haven't sent you except the mercy of the whole of the world. Not just one word, whole of the world. Alameen. Allah introduces himself, God introduces himself in the first verse of the Holy Quran. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All praise be to Allah, the Lord of the world. And then he introduces his prophet in these words, Rahmatul lil Alameen, mercy of the whole of the world. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam delivered his message, not just to the Muslims. Now, this is the point which we need to understand in the perspective which I am talking about. That if you will look at him, just as Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who was born, lived 63 years of his life. He spent 53 years of his life in Mecca, a city in Saudi Arabia. And he spent 53 years of his life in hostile, very rough. The society didn't accept his message. He preached there. He gave them the message. There was 1 million people in Mecca and around Mecca. There was about 1 million people in Mecca and around Mecca. And in those 1 million people, when he started giving his message, and the message was from God, from Allah, 30 years of the hard work. Now you can understand. You know why I said in the beginning that people say Muslims
people was his addressing. He was preaching with his character, with his practice, and with the message from God. And 13 years along the road, along the line, 13 years of preaching, just 400 people accepted his message. Just 400 people. And then he migrated from Makkah to Medina. He established first multicultural society in which the people who were under, not just those people who were in that society, the responsible, the people who used to run the society, the influential people and the leaders of that society include Jews. Even to some extent those polytheists, those mushrikeen of Arab. And Prophet ﷺ to send his message, give his message, with the mentality, with the mindset that his message should be appreciated and accepted by the people who are around him. Even to some extent, he made some agreements with the people they used to worship idols. Forget about Christians and Jews. When the people came from Najran, there was one province in Medina, in Saudi, Najran. The Christians of Najran came, and the messenger of Allah opened the doors of his mosque, and he put his own sheet on the floor of the mosque, and he asked the leaders of the Christian community to sit on the sheet of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This was the message which he was giving. The Jews, they were given responsibilities in the society. In Medina, in the state of Medina, he was elected the head of the state. He was made the head of the state. And the people took and the Prophet guaranteed them that your wealth, your property, your dignity, your honor, your religion, and your blood, and your sanctity is protected under given law of Allah and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he established that society there in Medina to Munawwar, 10 years, and then he protected that message. He never waged wars, he never went out. The first war, he was attacked. He was attacked by the people of Makkah, his own family, his own tribe. And they didn't accept his message. He was attacked. And the first battle which he had with them was at the distance of 80 miles from Medina to Munawwar. And he had that war and the attack, and he defended himself. Everybody has the right to defend himself. And he came out for defense. 1,000 against 300. The Prophet had 300 people, over 300 people. And the people who came against him, attacking him, 1,000. So he had victory in that battle. The next war, after 1 year, he was attacked again. 3,000 people attacked him, and the war was fought just at the distance of 3 miles from his state. Just 3 miles. And then third war, again he was attacked again. And that was fought just the state of Medina. And the people of Medina, the people of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I would like to, now our guests are settled down, we welcome them. So here, now the distance between his established multicultural state and the people who didn't accept his message was just 15 yards. So he can say his message was attacked. He was attacked. He was attacked. From 80 miles, it was squeezed to 3 miles. Then from there to just 15 yards between him, his state, and his people, and the army of his enemies who were attacking Medina, the state which he established. 10,000 people. And the whole population of his city and his state was not 10,000 people. allow the people who he raised up, who he gave the message, and who he was training and preparing under the revelation and under the guidance provided by God. And he was preparing those people, and he can tell them culturally, socially, economically, politically, they can assimilate in the society in which they live and just practice some religious rituals and norms what Prophet Muhammad has brought to them. But he didn't take that option. Second, segregation. He just tried to tell the people, okay, come on, Muslims, I have brought the message from Allah. I'm finally prophet. There is no prophet after me. And this is the final message of God, Quran. So the guidance has come to you. What you need to do, segregate yourself, separate yourself, establish your own community. Do not interact with other people. This model was there as well. But he didn't take that. The third practicable, excellent, ideal model of integration, that you benefit from other people and give benefit to other people, and this is the way forward. And because he was not just the prophet of the Muslims, he didn't come as the mercy for the Muslims, he didn't come as the guidance for the Muslim, he came as the guide of all of the humanity, he came as the mercy of all of the humanity, he came as the prophet of all of the humanity. So his address was to all of the humanity. And what he did, he never addressed in his final sermon, which he gave in front of 124,000 people in the valley of Makkah, when he was standing on the occasion of pilgrimage, had the last pilgrimage which he performed in the last years of his life. He addressed in that year to all of the humanity. There was 124,000 people in front of him, and he was addressing them. And he was not telling them, all of them were Muslims, but he was not telling them, you are my people, you, O believers, O Muslims, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. No, he addressed and he said that, Ya ayyuhan nas. This was the message which he gave for peace. And his message was a message of love. The first thing which he taught to the people, that love everybody, every single human being, not just human being, animals, trees, environment, whatever is around you, you need to love them. And he loved, and with his practice he established that. And then he said, after the passage of love, he established peace. And he said, Ya ayyuhan, O mankind. His message is not to the Muslims. O mankind, inna dama'akum wa amwalakum wa a'radakum haramun alaykum ila an talqu rabbakum ka hurmati yawmikum hadha wa ka hurmati shahrikum hadha fi baladin hadha. He said that your honor, your lives, your properties, and your honors have been declared forbidden over one another till the day of judgment. And he declared this to all of the humankind, not just to the Muslims. And then he tackled the problem, which is actually root cause of all the problems. When discrimination starts, when the difference of the color, creed, religion, status, difference starts, you start to try to segregate. You try to keep away from each other. And he addressed that problem. He said, if you solve this problem of racism, segregation, differences, rather than looking at them, focus on those things which are common in you. And he said that الناس يا أيها الناس لا فضل لعربي على عجمي. There is no superiority of an Arab over a non-Arab, and there is no superiority of a non-Arab over an Arab. There is no superiority
So brothers and sisters, this was the context which we understand. There are actually two things. For you, those, they do not follow and they do not have the faith of Islam. For them, there is a message. Message is for common. Message is common. Message is for everyone. As far as Prophet Muhammad's personality, his own life, his own biography, within our own context, as far as our lives are concerned, he is model. He is model from every single aspect of his life is model for the Muslims. But the contribution which he made to the humanity, that needs to be looked at. And that makes him special. From the day he started that contribution till this day. And that will prevail. This is the final, you can say, the understanding, which we understand in our perspective that he is protected, he is projected, he is promoted by his God, not by the people. Muhammad and the seerah of Muhammad and the life of Muhammad and the message of Muhammad, it's a divine message and it is protected by God and it is promoted by God, and the God wants welfare and he wishes and he wants the welfare and the peace and harmony for all of the humanity. And because the Prophet Muhammad's message is divine message, so it's protected, promoted, projected by God himself, and it will prevail. For Muslims, life of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is model and ideal. For all of the humanity, the message of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is model, ideal. If we will put that into practice, it will have a benefit. If we do not put that into practice, we will be in problem, sufferings, and those sufferings will make us end ourselves. And Allah will replace those people who will come and they will practice the message of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.